This is a message from the students of NICE.
Traveling to China allowed me to see how two cultures can be so different and so alike at the same time. And it has inspired me to want to study abroad in college and has even allowed me to form valuable international friendships with students from across the world.
I've talked to many of my friends who had been on the trip last year, and they really influenced me in signing up for the trip because the experience that they described that they had truly seemed unbelievable to me, something that I would really have to be there to experience.
I'm talking to people who went on the trip last year. They basically told me that the experiences they've had have shaped them as a person, and it really let them decide what they wanted to do with their lives. And I'm kind of at that point that I'm in high school and I don't really know what I want to go into when I go to college and beyond. So I think that this experience will allow me to make a decision and choose a path in life.
Traveling to China has opened my eyes to a world of new cultures. I've seen how teaching styles are different in China and made a lot of lasting friendships that hopefully will last a lifetime.
I'm excited to see a lot of places and monuments in China that I thought I would never be able to see before. And being a senior in high school, going to college next year, I do want to pursue and major in international relations. And so I know this experience would help me a lot.
Well, by traveling to China, it would have given me so many new perspectives on things. It would make me think about things in a whole different way, just having experienced something like that.
Going to China changed what I want to study and what career I want to pursue in the future, and it was the most crucial experience and step to shaping who I am today and who I will be in the future.
Find out how NICE can change your life. To learn more, visit our website at newtown.k12.ct.us. Click the NICE icon. Or send an email to nice@newtown.k12.ct.us.
大家好，欢迎来到牛顿世界。
Hello, welcome to Newtown's world.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Newtown's World, as you could tell from our introduction. So the Newtown International Center for Education this month has hosted the third of an annual cultural and educational exchange with a school in Newtown, China. The students arrived on February 4th and they have had a whirlwind week of activities. They leave on February 12th. We're very fortunate today to have an opportunity to speak to one of those students from China, who we're going to call by her American nickname Juliana, and the Newtown family with whom she stayed during the trip, and they're represented by Newtown High School student ambassador and senior Hannah Merritt and her mom Sandy Taroni. So I'm glad you guys could all be here with us. And so Juliana, I'm going to try to say though your proper name in did you go by in China, which is Yangchen Zhao.
Yeah, good.
Thank you very much. I only had to practice that 20 minutes to get that right. But we're going to go by Juliana because that's your American nickname.
Okay.
And I know most of the students who come over from China pick an American nickname, right? So that they can, it's easier for them to go by an American nickname than have the American students try to remember the Chinese name.
Well, actually, I think it's from your class in China, right?
Yeah.
Your English class?
Yeah.
The teacher assigns the name.
Oh, really? So that was assigned to you? Okay. You didn't have any choice, huh? You just had to be Juliana?
I have many choices, but I choose Juliana for my
So
name.
she did choose it.
Oh,
Okay.
great. Well, that's good to know. So, you guys have had a very busy week. How has it been going so far?
It's been great. It's been very exciting. I think for me, the most rewarding part is after spending time in China with a host family, this is like my opportunity to return the favor and kind of learn what the experience is like from the other perspective.
So, Juliana, how was it for you this week? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I have very good time.
It probably wasn't a typical week for you being here in the United States.
It's very different.
Yeah, it's very different.
That's great. So, Sandy, we sometimes forget the parents in the equation. You really have to make sure everybody gets around to where they have to be. So, what was kind of the itinerary for the week that you had to help organize?
Well, they had a lot of special events, and so I think this week I did a lot of baking that I don't normally do because I learned Juliana loves chocolate, which was a bit of a surprise. And I think what's been the most fun for me is her willingness to try anything. When she first came, she said, no Chinese food, all Western food. So that was easy for me. And then she's done many things, just what we like to do, and really has just joined in and enjoyed everything, actually.
That's
It's
great.
been a pleasure having her.
So other than chocolate, what was your favorite meal here while you've been in the U.S.?
Ice cream.
Ice cream, okay.
It's my favorite.
I think everybody would say ice cream no matter what their nationality or background.
It's a universal favorite.
So, Hannah, when you were in China, what was the favorite meal that you enjoyed?
You know, that's really hard. I actually enjoyed all of the food that I had. The one food that I couldn't kind of wrap my taste buds around was tofu, but I think my favorite was a dish that my host family made it was squid and cucumber.
Oh, interesting.
It was a combination that I wouldn't have thought of, but it was very good.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Were there any, for you, Juliana, were there any kind of different food combinations that you didn't expect to see in the United States?
Yeah, some I taste not good.
Like peanut butter, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, peanut butter wasn't a favorite.
She likes the jelly, but not the peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
And pumpkin pie.
Right. Well, I also found it was interesting because when we hosted some of the students last year, they really enjoyed warm water.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wanted cold water. They wanted warm water.
It's not fit as well.
Yeah, so it's very interesting, some of those little differences. Yeah. So how did you, Sandy and Hannah, how did you find it was hosting Juliana during this week?
I think it was really exciting, and one of the things, it kind of opens your eyes to how busy your life can be when you see what it's like to try to share it with someone else, and how it's very, I don't know, it's very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun because our house now is quiet. So
Yeah.
it's been nice to have another student or another child in our house, to share it with.
Sure. Now, Juliana, did you, how was your experience living with Sandy and Hannah?
Yeah, very good. I love this family very well.
We love her too.
Was there anything you found that was different for you living here with Hannah and Sandy than it might be living with your family in China?
Yeah, some difference, but most is very similar.
Okay. What were some of the things that are similar that you guys did?
Yeah, we sleep, eat meal, and talking with each other. We watch movie. Yeah.
So that's the same thing everywhere, right? Families talk with each other, they watch movies together, they do things together.
Yeah, we're all very happy.
Yeah, well, that's great. If you could pick a couple of things that were different about American home life, what would you say there is?
Maybe when we went on our hike in the woods.
Yeah. Chinese family don't use the wood to make us warm.
Okay, so yeah, you're not usually out in the cold in the woods hiking in China.
Do you remember when we went on our walk in the woods
With Iris.
when we went to see the waterfalls?
Yeah.
You don't have.
Yeah, I never tried this sport In China, I love it very much.
Yeah, so
very
not
fun.
Yes, so not as much hiking in China as you might see. And I know Sandy and Hannah do a lot things outdoors anyway. Probably more than most American families do. But it's great you get a chance to do a little hiking because there's beautiful trails in Newtown, as we all know.
Yeah, they are.
One of the nice things about Newtown. So, Sandy, and Hannah, what were some of the things that were organized this week as part of the exchange program?
I think obviously there were the events that were organized for the program, like the Chinese New Year Festival on Saturday night, and we just had the quiz show this past week, which was very fun, and the potluck dinner where we all came together to eat and try American foods.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is also what the families contribute. Like on Saturday, right after you arrived, we went to go see Oliver, the play at the Ridgefield Playhouse.
Oh, nice. And how did you enjoy that play?
Yeah, I like very much. I like all over.
Now, was that a very different experience than you might experience in China?
Yeah, but there are many in Beijing, such big city, not many in our Yaocheng is a little city. Yeah.
Okay. So Laojiang would not typically have a play like that for you to go see on a regular
I never
basis.
seen this kind of play.
Oh, neat. Fun.
And it was fun afterwards meeting the students who were in the play,
Yeah, it's very
like
fun.
Luke and who
Yeah.
else?
Oh, Isha and Kayla.
Yeah, some of the Newtown High School
Yeah.
students who
Yeah.
were performing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat. So you get some a backstage pass. And you guys went to New York.
Yeah, yesterday we went to New York.
And what were some of the interesting things you saw in New York that?
Yeah, we went to the Times Square, the big train station, and the other place. But I like Times Square most.
and what did you like about Times Square?
We go shopping and take picture there. There are many cartoon. I love it.
Oh, right, all
Yeah.
the different shops for with cartoon characters. Did you find Times Square to be unique compared to what you would find in China, even in a city like Beijing or Shanghai?
Yeah, most of this a little similar, but New York Times Square is very busy. Too many people and many advertisement in the building.
Yeah, more advertisement than you might see in a city in China.
Yeah.
Yes. How did you like some of those advertisements? Did you enjoy seeing them?
Yeah, do you know in the Super Bowl party, everyone watched the Super Bowl. But for our Chinese students, we can't understand the Super Bowl. We always on the TV, we watch the advertisement instead.
Well, and you were saying that you found that the advertisements were very imaginative and a bit different than what you might see on TV in China.
Yeah, as in my opinion, America advertisement is have a lot of fun, and we can learn something from it.
Yeah, very interesting. If you were to say the one thing that Hannah you've found that's different between you and Juliana and the experiences you're sharing, what would you say that one thing might be?
I think obviously one of the big differences is our school schedule and how our daily life kind of happens, because I think that American students work very hard, but we have a variety of activities throughout the day, so our environment is kind of constantly changing. Whereas in China, the academic structure is a little bit more rigid.
Yeah, we don't have too much free time for us. In America, students can go home at 2:00 p.m., but we can't. In our school days, we usually get up about 6 o'clock and have the morning class from 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And we have lunch, then we go back to school, have the afternoon class. It's maybe during 2:30 to 6 o'clock. Then we have supper at home or at school for many students who is far away from home. Then we have our night class, but not class. We learn by ourselves, independent, but do our homework,
right.
too much homework, and then we will go back home till 10 o'clock p.m. But when we come back home, the homework not finished. We have to write. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So it's a very long and structured
Yeah,
day.
too
And
busy.
I understand that while here in the United States, the students go to school Monday through Friday, and then they have Saturday and Sunday off every week. You don't have as many days off from school.
Yeah, usually we have 2 days off per 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay. So that's a lot different.
Yeah.
Do the students sometimes get tired of so much school?
Yeah, so tired every day, especially if some students don't have the sleep during the lunchtime, they will feel very, very tired in the afternoon class.
Yeah, I think that happens almost everywhere around the world. Those afternoon classes can be killers. Hannah, what when you were over in Newtown and you were attending the school there, what struck you that things that you didn't care for, but things you also thought were something that might be good to see in U.S. schools?
Well, I think something that was very remarkable to me was the amount of respect that the students have for their teachers, because every time that we stayed in one place, in one classroom, but every time that another teacher came in, all of the students stood up and said hello. And
good morning,
yeah,
good afternoon, teacher.
Good morning, yeah. And also one of the things that I noticed was during one of my classes, a student stood up and was standing. He wasn't answering a question, but he was standing. So I asked my host sister what he was doing, and she explained that he was tired, so to keep himself awake, he was standing up. And I think sometimes we don't have that self-control. So it was very incredible.
Yeah, I think he said American students, their heads would just be on the
Yeah,
desks.
yeah.
They wouldn't be standing up.
Right.
That's interesting. What did you like about education in America that you experienced at the high school in Newtown?
I like the timetable in America because for students they have they have many free time for themselves to do something they like it. But in China we must learn something in books. Yeah.
And one of the things that I think you guys said was different is the amount of collaboration in the classroom here in the United States.
Right.
Yeah. In American class, students can get a group and communication, talking something. But in China, we always do something independent.
Right. Or it's just lecture. The teacher speaks
Yeah,
to the students.
the teacher speak and we listen.
Right. And I think in Newtown classrooms, we get a little bit of the lecture, but a lot more collaborative study.
Yeah.
We have a combination, definitely.
Right. Yeah. So and Hannah, which did you like better between the two?
I think that the ideal situation is a combination of both, because I think it's really important to know how to do your work and figure things out on your own, but at the same time, it's very beneficial to be able to work with your peers to help you solve problems.
That's interesting. So Sandy, what did you notice as a mom in trying to make sure that Juliana and Hannah had a great experience and were able to really meld together? What were some of the challenges as a parent in this situation?
Well, I think the week was very busy. And I think both of them, the universal truth with teenagers is that they're always wanting more sleep. So that's been some of the challenges. And I think they get along very well. So I didn't really have a whole lot of work to do to kind of help that. And my inclination was to continue to try to find things to make Juliana comfortable, but she really wanted to learn the American way of life. So she kept saying, no Chinese, nothing Chinese, only American. And so I was just, it was a little uncomfortable for me not to try to, to help her with her Chinese. So it was really, our challenge is how do you create the typical American experience?
Yeah, actually one of the things we realized is that we don't really eat that much American food. We kind of have a combination of everything, so it's hard to kind of figure out how to provide that.
Right, yeah, you're not usually having hamburgers and French fries,
No.
which I guess would
No.
be quintessential American from
We did a mini Thanksgiving dinner for something,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
what we
turkey and squash and, you know, a little bit of
Now, how did
stuffing.
you enjoy that, Juliana?
I enjoyed olive turkey very much.
Now, you know, we talked a bit about the differences, but what did you guys find that you had in common?
You know,
Common.
in common similarities. I think, you know, like my mom was saying, some of the universal qualities of teenagers is wanting more sleep, but at the same time, it's always just trying to find a way to have fun. Like, we enjoyed going bowling, right? And I don't know, spending some time together at the Super Bowl party. So it's just that environment where you get to be friendly and make new friendships. So.
And Juliana, what was that what you found in common as well between you and Hannah, like the things that were similar to what you would do in China?
Yes, very similar. Yeah, such as all the students want to have fun with each other and we want to sleep. Yeah.
But getting back to differences, there was something that's
Difference.
very different in
Yeah,
terms
in
of.
China we don't have party.
Well, as I was going to say, because you were mentioning that it's your birthday this week.
Yeah.
And you were very surprised at the way your
Yeah.
birthday was celebrated in the United States. So why don't you tell us what would happen in China and then what happened here in the United States?
Oh, that day I'm so happy. I listened 4 happy birthday songs for me. The first one is in Chinese class. Yeah, maybe about 10 American students sing the song in Chinese for me. I'm so surprised. And the second time is in Spanish class. When I come in the class, everyone look at me. I don't know what happened. And while I was spreading, they say, "Happy birthday to you." I'm so happy. I was moved. And the third time at the party, yeah, Mom make a very big chocolate cake for me. And Hannah burned the balloon.
Yes.
Balloon. Yeah,
Right.
I like it. And many students from China and America, yeah, say happy birthday to me, and I received many gift.
Now, but in China, that would be very different, right? In China.
For some teenagers in our high school, we don't have too many time to celebrate our birthday, especially if your birthday is in school time, we have class. Maybe you can receive some gifts from other friends, but we have no time to celebrate our birthday, such as no party. Yeah.
So more low-key celebration and probably just more of a family celebration.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Well, I'm glad you had a lot of fun on your birthday. How did you find the community's reception to the students here? And I'm going to ask Hannah and Sandy first. You know, was it as celebratory as you thought it might be to have the students over here with your experiences as a host family?
Well, I think the whole town was just very supportive of that. And I think, you know, even sometimes the student passes kind of was a nice way of introducing the students. You know, they wear on their lanyards the fact that they're from Laocheng.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And when people saw that, it was very much, you know, they were very happy to kind of host and to support the students.
Actually, on Friday night, right after the delegation arrived, we went to the basketball game. And immediately when we were going in, the teachers recognized us and said, "Oh, go ahead, you know, we'd love for you to come in." And then obviously there's little times where we'll be in the hallway and a student that I don't know at all will just be waving and saying, hello, nice to meet you. It's very enthusiastic.
That's great. And Juliana, was that your experience? Were you surprised at how welcoming the American students were to you? Like how friendly they were to you? Were you surprised at that at all?
Yeah, American students and the teachers is very friendly to me, to us, yeah.
So now, what classes did you sit in on at Newtown High School while you were here?
Oh, I go to the Chinese class, English class, Spanish class, and Mr. Hall's class is
Java.
Java.
Computers.
Oh, computer. Okay, great.
Chemistry.
Chemistry, biography. Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you find the way science is taught here to be very different from the way science is taught in China?
Yeah, many differences.
Yeah. So what's a couple of the differences that in the way science is taught?
American students like talking. They change their ideas and opinions. I think that would be useful to them. Yeah.
Okay, so more dialogue. Again, it's more the collaboration, even in the sciences, where students work together on labs and talk through how they're going to approach the lab assignment, that type of thing. Yeah. Okay.
She was very surprised, though, when Mr. Hall gave her homework to do.
Yeah.
She was expecting no homework this week.
You found some of those, the puzzles where you have two metal pieces
Yeah.
and you have to take them apart somehow.
So no free lunch this week. You had your homework to do. Well, that's good. Good for Mr. Hall. So, what do you guys think you will take away from this experience? And Hannah, now you went to China. Now you've hosted a student. What is this all meaning for you in terms of your life and how it's maybe changed your perspective on things?
I think for me, one of the biggest parts is deciding that I need to participate in the international community. That as countries seek out relationships with each other like this, it's important to apply it to your work. And I think that I'm planning on studying engineering in college, and I know that I'm going to need to pursue my study of languages at the same time in order maybe to study abroad or even just to learn a language at the same time, so that you have that background, that ability to communicate.
So, Sandy, as a parent, what do you see in terms of the benefits of this type of a program?
Well, I think they get a much bigger perspective of the world and how ultimately they can participate. Instead of it being such a narrow focus, is the ability to study a language and understand the culture and pull that into whatever they're going to do in their future is going to be very beneficial to them, as they go forward.
Sure. And Juliana, what do you take away from this experience?
Something I like in America.
Yes. Or just what does it mean to you to come over here and to experience America?
I like the life here, and the environment is very good. Not too many big buildings, and the fresh air.
Well, that's a big difference, right? It's the environmental focus here in the United States is different than in China, and something it's interesting that you've noticed that. So, would you recommend to other Chinese students to do this program when you go back to Laotian? Will you tell other students that they should do this?
Yeah, I have many good things to tell them. I will show picture to them. They will be very happy, and I know they are eager to go America. But too many students want to go here.
What just for the last question, what do you think it does in terms of allowing people from China and Americans to have a better understanding of each other's lives and their cultures? What does a program like this do to help that understanding?
How to understand it?
Yeah, like Hannah.
I think this goes back to, I don't know, when the teachers come into the room, students standing up. One of the things that we learned in our Spanish class was we had different posters set up that had school in Spain, school in China, school in the US. And one of the student delegates, Richard, went up and he filled out the whole poster in English with ways to compare. And I think it's a give and take system. You learn from each other. And so, excuse me, maybe we figure out how to interact with students in our classes or how to interact with our teachers. You learn a little bit about your relationships, I think.
Sure. And a better understanding of who we are between countries.
Right. Yes.
So hopefully when Juliana's back in China, she'll say, this is really what America's like, not how people might think. And I know that Hannah, I know my daughter and others who've been through this program have come back with a totally different appreciation for life in China. and respect for the people of China.
I definitely think that this program helps you remove stereotypes because you learn how things aren't exactly as people portray them.
Well, Juliana, it's been wonderful to have you here as a guest. You're the first guest from China on this show, so thank you so much. And Sandy and Hannah, thank you for taking time to be on the show as well.
Our pleasure.
Thank you for
If you want to learn more about the activities held during this year's China at www.newtown.k12.ct.us and click on the NICE logo, and you'll see all kinds of information about the program and about this week's activities. And while you're there, take a moment to learn more about this fantastic global program that's bringing national attention in a very good way to our school district and to Newtown. And that's it for our program. I want to thank the crew. I want to thank Director Neil, Tom, Josh, Steve, and Tyler for helping out today. Thank you for taking time to watch Newtown's World. I'm your host, Gary Davis. Until next time, live life well.